don't get too close. That place is haunted. Fear not the ghost. She said they're running. She slipped beneath the surface, consulting with the serpents. She strikes without a purpose. No, I won't quit. Get over it. You never will.
There are men, and there are giants.
Well, Michael, this is going to be fun to watch. Oh, my God. Look out! That killed him!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to your NXT Takeover Brooklyn recap Fallout show with your host, the Boss, Chase Carter. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in here for this Fallout recap here for NXT's Takeover Brooklyn 2. Man, has it been absolutely a phenomenal, amazing, fun night. We had another great NXT's Takeover Brooklyn live on the WWE Network tonight and live exclusively on the WWE All Results page. Wow, I am just overwhelmed at the unbelievable performance that we had here tonight. But we're going to go over each one of these matches for you right here, right now. We kicked off the show tonight. I just want to tell everybody real quick that let's give an appreciation to all these amazing athletes by giving them a hand clap for an outstanding show. Yes, hand clap. And, okay, here we go. No Way Jose versus Austin Aries kicks off the show at NXT's TakeOver Brooklyn tonight. And keep in mind, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was sold out in advance. It says Jose, he said he tries to lock in with Aries here, and Aries avoids him. Aries goes behind Jose with the wrist lock and then tries Jose down to the mat. Aries slaps Joe's back and laughs. Joe gets up and stares down at Aries and then tries to stare at Joe's hand, and then Joe punches Aries in the face. Joe slaps Aries in the back and then steps to Aries' head, and then Joe adds a little shimmy for his measure. And then it says Ambrose avoids the haymaker from Jose from rolling out of the ring. Then Jose follows and Aries spins away. Aries gets back into the ring, and then Joe levels him. Jose levels him for a stiff right hand. Jose attempts to set up what looks to be a top rope Samoan drop, but Aries reverses it and then drops the Jose neck first on the top turnbuckle. Aries stomps on Jose and hits a running elbow. Aries lands a back elbow off the second rope for the back Jose's head into the 2 count. Aries locks in the rear naked choke. Chin lock, and then Jose tries to fight out of Aries' drop him on the mat. Jose fires up again and sends Aries on the outside. Aries climbs on the top apron, but before he can get to the ring, Jose slams him head first on each other turnbuckle. And then Jose tries to drag Aries back into the ring, but Aries holds on to the bottom rope here. Aries managed to hit the knee breaker for the back suplex. And then Aries puts Jose in the last chancer here. It says Jose gets on the ropes and punches Jose in the face and then hits the ropes roaring elbow. Jose ducks and hits the TKO for the 2 count. Jose sets up for the half nestle slam, but Aries sends him on to the outside. Diving through by Aries. Aries calls for the brainbuster, but Jose reverses it into the modified Falcon Arrow for the long count. Aries hits the roaring elbow, but Jose hits the ropes and turns the Falcon Arrow into the long 2 count. Aries hits the roaring elbow, but Jose hits the ropes and turns Aries inside out with the laying hat. And then Jose tries to his finisher again, and Aries backs him into the corner. Aries counterfeits the bombs. Jose with another near fall, and then diving corner drop kicks by Aries, and then by another 2 count, and then goes on the top rope. Jose cuts him off and uppercuts him. Jose mounts on the top rope and then trade punches. Aries hits a sunset flip bomb off the top rope into the last chancer and for the win. Austin Aries is your winner. Congratulations to Austin Aries. Then after the match, we had Austin Aries attacks Jose here. I keep saying Joe, I don't know why. Hideo Itami comes to make the save. And then Itami hits the clean combo and followed by the go to sleep. Aries is out like a light. And of course, he gets that from CM Punk. He had permission to use that. The GTS. Then we had, it was great to see Hideo Itami back, by the way. We had Billy Kay versus Ember Moon. Very excited about Ember Moon. And then it starts off, great entrance by Ember Moon, by the way. Kay grabs the side headlock, but Moon reverses it into the armbar. Kay grabs Moon's leg and then trips her. And then Kay hits the ropes, but Moon takes her over with a hurricane Harana here. Moon tries to hip toss, but Kay reverses the hip toss in her own. Moon flips over the toss and attempts the counterfix here. As this Kay does let Moon take over the mat, but Moon transforms into the sunset flip, but Kay remains on her feet. But Kay picks up on Moon on her hair. Moon tries to hit her on the ropes, but Kay grabs her tights and then levels her with a clothesline, and that clothesline was beautiful, by the way. Kay whips Moon into the ropes, but Moon springboards and hits a crossbody into a 2 count. Kay surprises Moon with the eat defeat for the near fall, but Kay puts Moon in a modified Wendell's Peak Canadian backbreaker. Kay releases the hold, which is a slingshot. Moon's faces first into the mat. Wow, it's absolutely incredible here. Kay only gets the 2 count. Kay sets up the Samoa drop, but Moon fights out of it. Moon lands for a few rights and kicks, and then Kay's gut. And then Moon hits the front flip clothesline in the corner. Moon goes on the top and destroys Kay with a diving, twisting top rope stunner for the victory. And I have to add that the diving, twisting top rope stunner is the first time I've ever seen anything like that before. It was absolutely incredible and amazing. And then Amber Moon is your winner. Amber Moon, my bad, is your winner. The new debut, and she had that flaming red eyes. I guess I'm assuming it's contacts, but it was just the most coolest thing I've ever seen. So congratulations to Amber Moon. Then we had another great matchup here with Andrade versus Bobby Roode, the glorious one. Roode transformation from the headlock to a hammerlock. I just want to point out that Bobby Roode had the most incredible entrance ever. He came on this platform that raised up from the ground, and it just absolutely was the best entrance ever. But anyway, getting back to this match, Roode slams Andrade to the mat and then stands over Andrade and yells "Glorious." And then Andrade misses the drop kick, and Roode dances around the ring yelling "Glorious." Roode tries to toss Andrade out of the ring, and then Andrade catches himself in the ropes and poses, and then Roode goes to kick him in the gut, and Andrade almost chops Roode head off. Andrade tries to Roode over the springboard Hurricanrana. Andrade goes up to the top, but Roode hits the top rope here, and Andrade gets the choke chair into the turnbuckle. Roode stomps on in the heck out of Roode in the corner, and then Andrade tries to fire him back into the chops, but Roode knees him to the gut and delayed a vertical suplex by Roode to a near fall. Andrade and Roode trade rights and lefts in the middle of the ring, and Andrade nails Roode, and then Roode falls onto the corner, and then Andrade hits the running double knees into the corner. Andrade sets the hammerlock DDT, and then Roode uppercuts Andrade into the face. Roode hits the glorious bomb for the win. And it was a glorious victory. Congratulations to Bobby Roode. Man, that was a great match. I really enjoyed that match. Then we're moving on to the NXT's Tag Team title match. The Rival versus Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gernando, if I'm pronouncing these names right, Gernando. Anyway, it was a great match. Ciampa and Dawson kicked the match off. Dawson forces Ciampa into the corner and face washes him, and the referee breaks it up. Ciampa and Dawson lock up Ciampa and grabs the armbar, which Dawson spins out of Ciampa, takes Dawson over into the head scissors, but Dawson kicks out of it and then rolls outside. Dawson gets back into the ring, and then Ciampa tries to lock it up again. Dawson properly kicks out of the Ciampa into the knee, then Ciampa chops Dawson for the chest a few times, and then Wilder tries to save Dawson and ends up eating a chop as well. Ciampa tags in Gernando, who double knees Dawson into the corner. Gernando whips Dawson into the waiting Ciampa, who destroys him with the clothesline. It was absolutely a great match here. Unbelievable. And then Dawson tags in Wilder. Wilder rolls out of the sunset flip, and then Gernando surprises him with a running basement drop kick. Gernando tries to lock into the armbar, but the Wilder picks up Gernando to slams him into the mat. Wilder tags in Dawson. Dawson runs into the turnbuckle chest first after Gernando's leaping frogs over him. Gernando hits the ropes and then runs right into the back elbow of Dawson. Wilder tags back in and punches Gernando into the ribs. Wilder calls for Dawson. Wilder whips Gernando into the ropes, and so Dawson strikes him. But Gernando slides through Dawson's legs. Wilder chases Gernando. Gernando rolls back into the ring. Wilder and Dawson give chase, but Ciampa joins the fray. Both teams square off. Gernando and Ciampa clear the ring. Gernando dives through the ropes with a top into the Wilder. And then Ciampa dives to the apron with a knee to Dawson's face. Absolutely incredible action here. And this match, it was so fast and so furious, it was hard to keep up with all the action. I swear to God, it was hard to keep up with. It was truly the match of the night. One of the matches of the night. I absolutely love this. And then back to the ring, Wilder suplex Ciampa into the ropes. And then Dawson catches Ciampa It says back and a suplex him into the 2 count. Wilder drops the holds of Ciampa, but Dawson bounces back to the rope and a swift elbow drop. Dawson applies this slide headlock. Ciampa fights out of it. Ciampa almost gets the Gernando to the tag, but Dawson pulls Gernando off the apron and then slingslots him into the guard buster into the 2 count, but the rival continued to cut off the ring and beat down Ciampa. Ciampa is about to get into the corner to make the tag to Gernando, but Wilder falls into the ring to distract the referee. Then Gernando gets into the ring. The referee tells him to leave because he didn't see a tag. Rival destroys Gernando and a demolishing application of another near fall here. Ciampa finally tags in Gernando. Gernando rolls through his head, kicks Dawson. Gernando floors Dawson with a neck breaker into the 2 count. Gernando spears Dawson through the ropes for yet another near fall. Dawson DDT Gernando for a 2 count as well. Ciampa tags in and locks in the modified rings of Saturn here. And Wilder breaks up the move, and then Rival sets up a double suplex on Ciampa, but Gernando spears Wilder. This is absolutely ridiculous match, isn't it? Ciampa rolls up Dawson, but as somehow Dawson kicks out. Dawson and Ciampa trade elbows for the middle of the ring. Ciampa calls for the roaring elbow, but Dawson punches him into the head here. Rival almost hit the shatter machine here, but Ciampa lands on his feet with a jackknife, pins Wilder. Much to everyone's amazement, Wilder kicks out of Gernando, and then Ciampa hits the finish on Wilder. The referee counts to 3, but Wilder's foot was on the rope. They thought they won the match. They thought they were NXT champions, and then wait, his foot's on the rope. The match is still going on. Dawson gets in the ring. Gernando super kicks him. Ciampa hits a running knee to Dawson's face. Gernando tosses Wilder into the Ciampa for the power bomb lung blower. What a name. And then Dawson pulls Ciampa out of the ring and then punches him into the ring post. Wilder blocks Gernando. Rival hit the top rope knee destroyer on Gernando. Dawson locks on the modified figure 4. Gernando has no choice but to tap out. Your winners and still the NXT champions, the Rival. Oh man, what a match. That was definitely one of the matches of the night. Wow, absolutely incredible action. NXT Women's Champion match is next. Asuka versus Bayley. Absolutely amazing match here. Asuka grabs a side headlock, but Bayley punches her off. Bayley goes behind Asuka and shoves her away. Test of strength in the middle of the ring. Bayley kicks out of the Asuka hand here and rolls Asuka for the 2 count. Bayley flips over into the jackknife pin for another 2 count. Asuka reacts to the corner here. It says, but Bayley follows her with a corner clothesline. Bayley dives off the second rope for the Asuka's knee for the into her face. Bayley hits the mat like a sack of bricks. Asuka laughs as Bayley slowly rolls out on the outside. Bayley gets back into the ring, but Asuka meets her with the hip attack. Asuka knees Bayley into the face and then tosses her into the corner. But another hip attack by Asuka. Asuka traps Bayley into the ropes, but puts her on the octopus hold. Asuka charges Bayley into the corner, but Bayley back to a body drops. Asuka into the apron. Asuka lands on her feet. Bayley tries to attack, but Asuka knees her into the face, but Bayley is prone on the second rope. Asuka delay as X kicks her into the back of the head. Asuka goes for the outside and lays Bayley on the out for a running head kick. Asuka gets back into the ring and then goes on for the lazy pin. Bayley kicks out. Asuka slams Bayley head onto the turnbuckle. Bayley fires up the slams. Asuka's head back into a turnbuckle over and over again. Bayley suplex Asuka. Bayley basement European uppercuts Asuka back. Then her front. Then lands jumping knee drops to a good measure. Then Asuka kicks out at 2. Bayley dives Asuka into the corner. Bayley hits the woo splash into the corner. Asuka whips Bayley into the ropes, but Bayley leapfrogs onto the apron. Asuka misses a running hip attack. Bayley stunners Asuka into the ropes. An incredible action. Absolutely one of the best matches of the night. Bayley double springboard splash Asuka into the 2 count. Bayley misses a top rope splash here. Asuka, this is a Shining Wizards. Bayley into the corner for a near fall. Asuka sits Bayley onto the top rope, but Asuka tries to set the suplex. But then Bayley slips through and traps Asuka into the tree of woe. Bayley springboards elbow drops Asuka for another 2 count. Asuka and Bayley exchange strikes. Asuka tries to hit the ropes, but Bayley rushes behind her and clothesline her. Bayley hits the ropes, but Asuka rushes behind her and hip attacks her. Asuka hits the ropes, but Bayley rushes behind her and bicycle kicks her. And then Bayley tries to walk away, but Asuka trips her and puts her into the strength muffler. Bayley rolls out and tries to pin Asuka, but Asuka rolls out of that and then slaps her with the ankle lock. Bayley tries to roll out of it. Asuka rolls with her. Amazing. Bayley eventually kicks Asuka off, but Asuka floors Bayley with a overhead right. Asuka kicks Bayley into the chest cover and over again. Bayley catches Asuka foot and yells, "Hit me on the face." And this was absolutely incredible action. Asuka hits her in the face. Bayley takes Asuka over with a backslide pin. But Asuka kicks out. Asuka spinning back and fists Bayley. Asuka goes for another head kick, my bad. But Bayley catches her leg and then tries to powerbomb her where the Bayley leg gives out. Bayley picks up Asuka and hits a demander on her. Bayley gets taken down and Asuka tries to lock in the Asuka lock. Asuka finally gets her hands claps here and has a lock on Foley. Bayley screams, "No, no," and she fights out of it. Bayley hits the Bayley to belly, but Asuka kicks out. Everybody thought it was over. Asuka takes Bayley over with a flying armbar, but she immediately transformation into the Asuka lock. Bayley flips over into a pinning combination, but Asuka kicks out. Asuka's head kicks Bayley, but Bayley fires up and slaps Asuka into the face. Asuka kicks Bayley into the head, but as Bayley is on her knees, Asuka charges up to her finisher move here to Bayley with a buzzard saw kick to the win, and still your NXT Women's Champion, Asuka. After the match, Asuka picks up Bayley and hugs her. An incredible show of sign and respect. Absolutely incredible match, folks. And we're not done yet. We got the main event to talk about still. The NXT Championship. Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Joe and Nakamura lock up. And it says Joe forces for the kick. And then Nakamura checks it for Nakamura, goes for the high kick. But Joe blocks it for his forearm, and then Joe slaps Nakamura into the face. Nakamura shoots and takes down Joe, but Joe transformation but Nakamura has a full guard. Joe backs off. Joe locks up the top wrist lock. Nakamura flips out of the hold and merges and takes Joe over with a headlock. Takes it over. Joe rolls out of it. Joe grabs on his side of the headlock. And then Nakamura tries to force Joe into the ropes to escape. But Joe holds on. Nakamura lands a few knees to Joe. Joe collapses into the corner. Good vibration by Nakamura. Joe rolls out of the ring. Then Joe drags Nakamura on the outside. Joe and Nakamura trade strikes. Joe is almost counted out. Joe whips Nakamura into the corner. Joe hits the painted back elbow here for the falling here Insigurning. Nakamura rolls down the outside. Joe sticks his head between the ropes. Nakamura kicks Joe into the head. Nakamura tries to land a jumping knee into the back of Joe's neck. But Joe moves out of the way. Joe tries Nakamura on a diving elbow through the ropes. Joe gets a 2 count. Joe kicks out of Nakamura in the back and then to the chest. And then Joe hits a Monofall elbow here for another near fall. Joe continues to kick Nakamura into the chest before putting him on a pon hold here. Absolutely incredible main event, folks. One for the ages. Nakamura manages to get to the ropes. Joe bicycles stretch here. 1 second, folks. Bicycle stretch Nakamura, and then Nakamura fights out of it. And then Joe sweeps Nakamura legs from the front. Joe powerbombs Nakamura. Nakamura kicks out of it. Joe transformation into the Monofall Boston Crab, but then transformation into the STF, and it wasn't enough. Joe turns into the crossface. Nakamura reverses it into the pin. Joe kicks out. Nakamura with the Insigurity to Joe here. And Nakamura hits the kick combo, followed by a running knee into the corner. Nakamura sets up a top rope and hits another running knee. Nakamura calls for an invested exploder here. And he gets out of it and then hits a inverted atomic drop into a big boot, but it is missed in his session there. Nakamura knees Joe into the head over and over again. And then Nakamura charges for Joe in the corner and eats a unhinged suplex here. And then Joe sets Nakamura into the top rope with a muscle buster. And then Nakamura kicks him away. And then Nakamura drop kicks into the face off of the top of another near fall. Nakamura and Joe trade blows, but Joe hits another finisher here. And then turn Nakamura inside out. And then Joe goes for a right hand here. And then Nakamura locks in a flying arm bar. Nakamura turns it into a triangle choke. Joe reverses that into a Texas clover leaf. Nakamura gets to the bottom rope, and then Joe puts on his finisher chokehold here. Clutch. Nakamura fights out of it. Joe knees Nakamura in the head, and then locks in another clutch submission here. Nakamura gets to the bottom of the rope and breaks the hold. An incredible main event, like I told you. Absolutely. And then the final touching of the match here. Nakamura tries to hit the inverted exploder, but Joe fights out of it and breaks it. Nakamura with a German suplex to Joe. Nakamura calls for his another finisher here. Joe power slams him. Nakamura kicks out of it. Joe sits Nakamura on the top of the muscle buster. Nakamura punches him away. Joe kicks Nakamura in the face, and then Joe finally hits the muscle buster. Nakamura kicks out of it, and then Joe goes for another muscle buster. Nakamura rolls out of it, and then hits the another is a submission here. Joe kicks out. Nakamura goes up, and then hits another submission here to the back of his head. Nakamura hits another submission, the same one. Joe, and then it's all over. And then the winner and your new NXT champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is your brand new NXT champion. Absolutely. My prediction was right. We was going to have a new champion tonight. The Sensation, the King of Strong Style, is going to prevail tonight. And I knew it was going to happen before it happened. Congratulations to Shinsuke Nakamura. Congratulations to all our winners tonight on NXT and the ones that even lost. Congratulations to all the competitors tonight for an outstanding, phenomenal match. The Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe match lived up to all the hypes, folks. It really, truly did. It lived up to all the hypes. It was one of the greatest matches of all time, if not the best matches. Possibly might be the match of the year candidate. It truly lived up to all the hype. I was on the edge of my seat, folks, watching this. It was absolutely incredible, intense, crazy match. Then the tag team match between Ciampa and Fernando versus the Rival. I thought Ciampa and Fernando were our brand new NXT tag team champions. I predicted the Rival to retain their NXT championships. They did. They did retain their NXT tag team championships, but it was a close call. And then the Bayley versus Asuka match, possibly one of the best women matches of the year. Both women laid their heart and soul on the line. Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Charlotte was by ringside, watching all this action, cheering on Bayley, I'm assuming. It truly lived up to all the hypes, folks. And then after the match, Asuka and Bayley showed the ultimate respect of hugging each other. And you could see the passion, the tears, what they went through. And then Bayley on the outside of the ring after the match, hugging Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks and Charlotte. And you could just see the tears rolling down on her cheeks, and she could see how passionate and what an incredible match that they gave. They laid their, like I said, folks, they laid their hearts and souls on the line. And then all the great other matches between Bobby Roode, his great match here, really had the most coolest entrance I think I've ever seen. And then the coolest part of seeing Hideo Itami coming out. That was a cool part. I really thoroughly enjoyed that part. Seeing Hideo Itami come out right at the right time, at the right place, at the right time. And the setup possibly a feud here between Hideo Itami and Austin Aries, I'm assuming. But this NXT TakeOver Brooklyn was absolutely spectacular, folks. And like I said, folks, it keeps getting better and bigger and better and bigger and better. It's going to keep getting bigger and better each and every time. We want to tell the folks again that we will be going live tomorrow night for SummerSlam, the biggest event of the summer. Don't you miss it. We're going live on the WWE All Results page. Tune in tomorrow night, and we're going to be doing another recap here for SummerSlam, doing a pre-show for you. We're even going to be adding a hype show to it. We're going to be doing a lot of things for SummerSlam tomorrow. We're going to be busy covering it for you, live for it. We're going to be staying on top of SummerSlam for you. It's going to be a 6-hour show, 2-hour pre-show, 4-hour main show. Can't wait to bring it to you. We're hearing the rumors, and right now, that Bill Goldberg could be there. He's going to be there at SummerSlam signing autographs, but could he make an appearance? We're hearing rumors that he could close out SummerSlam tomorrow night. Is that going to happen? We're also hearing rumors of The Undertaker possibly making an appearance tomorrow at SummerSlam. What is going to happen? We're going to have to wait and find out. Only time will tell. The clock's a ticking. SummerSlam's almost here, folks. Are you getting excited? Are you getting amped up? Because I am. I'm sure I'm ready. And I can't wait to bring it all to you come tomorrow night. And thanks to each and every one of y'all for tuning in for another sensational NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And I can't wait till they go back there again, because you know it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better each and every time they do it. Until then, guys, everybody have a good night. Here is the second theme song for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Here we go.
They are men, and they are giants.
Bass and stills in the building, flash the camera. I'm a drop the hammer. Things done changed in hip-hop since I let Bobby out the slammer. Hip-hop start on the East Coast and then move west down to Bama. I'ma bring it back to New York, roll those blunts and throw your hands up. Pass me a cup with a goose in the club with the juice in the bug getting bent out. Then I'ma slide with a dime to my ride and head up to my penthouse. Oh, I'm not trying to take it slow, working hard, cake and dough. Open up 24, we striving for that goal.
I'll stop at nothing, I will play this game that's so easily started, not so easily parted. Giants, everything is shaking through the walls, 'cause we are giants. Heart of David, you know it takes just one, and it's time.
Fuck CNN, this is ghetto editorial. See me like milk and Oreos. Dipped inside the audio, platinum plaques in my portfolio. My lines are fine as wine, they blow your mind like coca. You can do what you wanna do, whether group or solo. Boston cold with a bowl of chili, summer cheesesteak on the roll in Philly. I'm a patriot, don't do a hatred. If you make that beef, I'll smack you silly. Back on up on this, before you fuck with this. You better walk jumping off the building or cutting wrist. Oh, got the heat up the show, face up thermometer. I'm gonna take full control. Hey Paul, let him know.
I'll stop at nothing, I will play this game that's so easily started, not so easily parted. Giants, everything is shaking through the walls, 'cause we are giants. Heart of David, you know it takes just one. GTR.
Novus ordo seclorum, e pluribus unum. They changing climates and replacing humans and fracking soils, wild bulldozing forests. But they can't defeat us, they could not destroy us.
Are we dreaming the same dream of money, guns, and gasoline?
And nicotine for the average teen. CFOs are after cream. GMOs extracting genes with everyone on my TPS.
Giants.